folks, we've come back to Belmont. It's now night time, as you can see, and the road as we was originally on earlier, they've closed all that off, haven't they, Mrs H?
Yeah, we can't get down it anymore.
Now, what the reason is for that, I don't know. Whether or not the fire brigade have decided that they don't want the public going down there because they'll get under their feet, or whether the fires have slowly made their way to the road or not and jumped it, I don't know. But you can see, if you look out across there, I don't know if you can make that out on camera, it's smoking and there's little fires, little spots of orange, isn't there?
The rays keep flaring up.
Flaring up here and there. It's not as impressive as it was when it first caught light. Thankfully they've managed to get it under control. You know, I happily not see anything, but this is the scene tonight. There's lots of people up here, isn't there, in these country roads? We're on a little more country road near one of the reservoirs. You always wonder though, don't you, when you're up here, is there something nefarious normally goes on up here, so...
Stumble across.
You stumble across it, yeah. Yeah, as once happened with us when we first got little Lucy up in higher Ince. That's a story for another day, I think, but... yeah, you can see where there's little spots. Now, whether or not they actually fight them at night or not, I don't know. They might just think to themselves, well, if we can keep it under control, and we'll reconvene in morning. Because it must be pretty dangerous stumbling about on there in dark. Because there'll be no lights up there, will there?
No.
Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it, and should anything... we'll stick around for a short while, and should anything flare up, we'll try and capture it on camera. Yeah, it's just flared up again here. As you can see the mass there, and just underneath there's little fires dotted here and there. They sort of get really bright and then they must burn out as it hits some greenery, you know, some new stuff. But you can't see any lights or anything that you would imagine are from fire brigade, so...
Don't know, there's one right up on top there that just went over.
Yeah. Like I said, there's got to be a risk assessment too of it, and just take a look at it and think, you know, what damage can it do? Well, it's really going that one, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two next to each other. There's obviously a row of all street lights at bottom and then two lights. Three. Another one's just gone up.
Yeah. I mean, some people have got some really cracking shots. There's a lot of photographers up here because it's a unique sight, really, when you come to think about it. Not something you get to see every day.
I wouldn't want to either.
But no, you wouldn't want to either, you're quite right. It's like you were saying earlier, before Mrs H, all this, it'll be devastated for years. It'll take a long time for it to come back. But when it does come back, it'll come back a lot greener and a lot stronger. I know in America they used to try and fight them, and then they suddenly realised that it was nature's way of clearing off all rubbish, and they're designed to do it about every 25 years. They just try and control them and manage them. Although I've never heard of moorlands going up here before. Been little fires here and there. Yeah, as you can see with that one now, it's just died down a bit. You can't... it's not as bright.
Sadly, these little cameras aren't great for seeing it.
No, they're not. You know, you can't really zoom in. You know, you need a proper jobby, but then you've got to lug it everywhere, haven't you, and all the equipment. So that's why we just stick with the iPhone cameras. Right, folks, we're going to get off now. We're going to head back home. Unfortunately, the camera that we're using, it isn't picking it up as well as we wanted to, is it, Mrs H?
No, it's not. They're really small balls of light from this distance.
I'm sure if you got really close to it, they'll be bigger than little balls of light.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that they've managed to get it under control. Now, just as I was about to start this little part of the film, the car went whizzing past, which is why I cut it and I've done it again. And some idiot threw a tab end out. Not at me, they just discarded it. They never learned, do they, Mrs H?
They don't. They wanted to set one off here now.
It always reminds me of the old poster that used to be up on our science block wall about, you know, one tree can make a million matches and one match can destroy a million trees. I think we'll leave it on that note, Mrs H, and head back, because it's getting a bit cold now up here on the moors, isn't it?
It's bedtime.
So, until the next time, folks, from myself and from Mrs H, it is Bye bye for now.